Okay, so this is the third part, okay, of our introduction to C++ programming. So we'll now discuss the data types, okay, selecting our data types. Now, we have um, others would classify the data types uh, into several types, such as you have your basic data types, which includes yung int, float, double, char, bool, or the boolean. Then you have your derived data types, which are uh, your array, pointer, reference, or functions. You also have user-defined data types, okay? Uh, which is class, structure, union, type, def, and so on. Okay. Now, here we will be checking um, the different data types, okay, available in C++. Okay. Okay. So check first. We have the integer data type. Under this integer data type, we have also certain category or certain subtypes of integer. Okay, integer types are those whole numbers. Okay, may be a positive or negative. Basta walang fractional parts. Okay, common integer types include yan, int, short, long, and long, long. Okay, now when do we use integer types? We use it when we need to store and manipulate whole numbers. So we have here an example. Okay. Now, how do we declare integer variables? Okay, so first, just like what we did in our mod part two, okay, we declared int, which is the data type, okay, then the variable name, then the assignment operator, which is equals, and the value. So let's check. So for example, here we have int. This is the data type, right? Or you want short, okay, or long. These are the data types. So for example, int, then the number, which is the variable name. So then put uh, you put a semicolon. This will result to uh, declaration. This is a simple declaration in C++. But if int number is equals to, or we put, or we assign an initial value, for example, 10, okay, we have declared, declared and initialized, okay, our variable number, okay. So now, if we have did the declaration or we just did the declaration, no need to put the data type again in our next line. So we'll just have number is equals to 10. Okay. If we want them to be initialized na po. Initialized. Okay. Now, go back here. So the int. Okay. For the int, it has 4 bytes on most modern systems. Okay. Although again, this can vary on the platform and compiler. Has 4 bytes or what we have learned in introduction to computing and in number systems. Okay, so it's 32 bits. Now the range of values for a 32 bit is approximately these uh, values here. 2 billion, -247,483,648 to positive 2,147,483,647. Okay. Again, on how to declare. So you have your data type, the variable name, and the initial value. Same thing with your short. For short, it has 2 bytes. Okay, the size is 2 bytes. Okay, the approximate value is listed here. Okay. Now we have long. The long data type is typically 4 bytes, but actually it will depend on its architecture, okay, or on the OS that we have or that we are using. For example, in Windows, it's 4 bytes. For Linux, uh, 32, it's 4 bytes, but for Linux 64, it's 8 bytes. For Mac OS, 32, it's 4 bytes, but for Mac OS 64, it's 8 bytes. Okay. Then we also have the long. Okay. Now, let's just check the sizes of our, or we'll just check the size of our data type. So we'll just make use of the cout, then the size of method. Okay. So let me just declare another in short. Okay, let me run. Uh, and also, okay, let me just copy. We have here short, long, and the long. Okay, so there you have it. We have your four bytes for in, 2 bytes for short, 8 bytes for long, and 8 bytes as well for the long. Okay, so yeah. Now we have another type which is the floating. The floating represents numbers in fractional parts. Okay, ito na yung may mga decimal. Okay, the common floating points include float and double. Okay, please be reminded that floating point numbers have limited precision, which can lead to a rounding errors in calculations. Now, it is or you use floating type or floating point data type when you need to represent real numbers with decimal points, such as for scientific calculations, engineering calculations, or financial computations. So first, we have to check the float data type under the floating point. Okay, so the size is 4 bytes. Okay, and it range of the values with this one, and it typically provides about seven decimal digits. Now, when to use a floating point? Okay, when when our memory usage is significant concern. Okay, and we can only tolerate lower precision. Now, again, or another is that this is commonly used in graphics programming or applications where a large number of floating points are stored. Okay, so we have here an example. So you have your float. the data type float, okay, my float na variable name and its initial value. Now let's check if what is the size as well of a float and check na natin yung double para hindi na tayo bumalik mamaya. Float and your double. Okay? Sorry, nabura ko pa. So yun, you have 4 bytes for float and 8 for double. Okay? Yeah. The next is your double. The double data type typically occupies 8 bytes and you have the range of values, okay, provided in this slide and typically provides about 15 decimal digits of precision. Now when to use, we use double as the default choice for a floating point, okay, when we have higher precision or a higher precision is being required. Now it is suitable for most advanced scientific and engineering calculations. Okay? In most cases, double provides an excellent balance between precision and memory usage. Okay. Yeah. So you have your double, the my double, the variable name, and the values. Okay. We also have the character data type. It represents single characters, okay, or small integers. A single byte, 8 bits, can store a character of or small integer value. Now, how to declare? You have your char, then the variable name, then the initial value. Take note that we need to enclose them with a single quotation mark, right? Then one character, either a letter or special characters. Okay. Be aware of character encoding when working with characters, as different encodings such as ASCII or the UTF-8 can represent characters differently. Let's check as well the size of a car. Okay, it's one. Okay, one byte. So Boolean, the bool type represents Boolean values which can be either true or false. We use Boolean when we are comparing, when we are doing conditions or logical values. How do we declare? You have the bool keyword, then to represent the Boolean data type and the variable name and its value. And although we have used already the string in our module 2, okay, it's another data type. Okay, the string, it's under the string plus from the C++ standard library. Okay, so that's why we have, sorry, that's why we have to input, okay, or that's why we have to include, sorry, the string class in our preprocessors. Okay. Yan, nandito ka. Ayun, kagaya nito. We have included the string. Okay. Now, when to use the string type whenever you need to work with text data. Strings are objects, so you can use member functions and methods. Okay. Now, let's check as well for bool if it has one also, and for the string. Okay. 32. Okay, so take note of those sizes. Now, let's check, let's try to declare, or let's try to use different data types. So you have int num1, okay, then we have also int num2. Again, or we can also create int num1, num2, okay. So wala pong pinagkaiba yan. Either we declare it per line or we declare it in one line. Okay? So, gamitin ko na lang ito. Then, declare na lang ulit ito. Int sum. Okay? Then, we have float num1, float num3. Because we cannot use again the num1. It's already been used in our integer. So, float, then float quotient. Let me just copy this one. Oh, sorry. Let me just declare double num6 is equals to, let's try to initialize this already. Then double num7 is equals to, uh, example 3. Okay. Then double quotient 2. Okay. Then, yan. Sige, try muna natin to. So you have your sum. Okay. Let's direct it. See out sum is equals to num, or let's put values muna. Sorry, not any value. Then, 5. Okay, so num1 plus num2. Okay. Here, we committed a mistake wherein, uh, what we did is we parsed, okay, um, it as, or, we parsed the sum, okay, to your num1 and num2. Now, after po kasi yun nito, after this one, the result is now a stream object, okay? It's now part of this, the sum is now as part of the stream object. So, dapat ang ginawa natin is that we declared it here. So, sum num1, num2, then we print sum. Okay, let's try. Oh, sorry. No, so 15. Okay, so let's try to make use as well of the uh, short. Okay, for example, short. Yeah, so short meron pa rin tayo. Let's try long. No. Okay. So here we try also to do the float, float number 3 and 4. We just start with the so okay. Then okay. Just fix the mic. Okay. Now for this one, okay. So again, we'll choose this one. Then yeah, 3.33. Okay. We'll use also uh, the double. Okay. So for double, you have your quotient 2. Then it is the num 6 and num 7. Okay. Then we change this to quotient 2. So yeah, 3.3333. Okay. Now we also try to declare car. Car first. Or let me just make use of our uh, string. Then from there we modify our string. Okay. So you have your string first name. So you have here say then space and then we have second name result or the last name. Okay. So we can in string we can manipulate our strings. Okay. Example, we can concatenate them. Okay. So string name is equals to first name plus last name. Okay. So you have your then C out, have the name. So you're naka-concatenate rather than it will be printed. Okay. What do you mean by printed? It will be printed line by line. So we have concatenated it in your uh, name variable. Another one is that so we perform concatenation of strings. First name and last name. Okay. Then next, we try to declare a character here, car, that will check the first character of our name. So first character, okay, is equals to you have your name. Okay, we'll check the first character at index 0. Okay, why car ang ginamit natin is that because we would only be storing the first character of the name. In this case, we are trying to store J. Okay, so C out, you have first character. Okay, so there you have it, the J. Okay, so sige, lagyan natin ito ng ayun. Okay, so that's how you declare car uh, data type. Let's try to compare as well, or let's try naman to use bool. Okay, then we'll just declare is similar as same. Okay, equals you have your we'll try to compare the name or the name with our input later on. So name with sorry, with names and our name, input name na lang to para we can distinguish it later on. Input name. Okay, we'll try to have C out, okay, input a name. Then C in, let's have string input name. Okay, so we store the input name. Okay, so we'll check. So C out is C. Say set. Okay, 0. I'll just be posting this. Check ko lang. Okay, so continuing. Okay, I forgot that we only use C in. That's why it is 0 because it was only getting yung character or the characters or strings before or until magkaroon ng white space or yung space natin. Okay, so let's try to run. Okay, okay. What we try to do here is, let me just post. So, ayun. Ginawa natin get line. Then, we inputted Jose Rizal. So, let's try. Till matapos. Jose Rizal. So, we already have one. Okay? So, kanina, kaya ako lang yun kasi in dahil ang nakukuha niya lang ay yung characters before yung space natin. So, thank you.